Did you know that sometimes the most powerful moment in leadership happens without a single command? Because what you're about to hear wasn't planned, wasn't recorded for the public, and wasn't supposed to change anything. But it did. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why an entire training doctrine quietly changed without anyone ever admitting it. This story happened during a joint military exercise. Nothing dramatic, no combat, no crisis, just training. And those are the moments people underestimate the most, because training reveals who actually understands reality. Before we go any further, comment where you're watching from, not for engagement, because later in the story, geography becomes everything. And if you blink, you'll miss the moment where power shifts without anyone noticing. On paper, this drill was simple. South Korean instructors would lead. Filipino soldiers would follow. Knowledge flows one direction. That's how these things usually go. The Korean instructors had a reputation: precision, cold weather endurance, textbook perfect execution. They came from an environment where mistakes are obvious and punished fast. The assumption that this would be a clean transfer of knowledge, that experience could be exported, that terrain wouldn't matter. That doctrine always wins. From the moment boots hit the ground, something felt wrong. The heat wasn't just uncomfortable, it was aggressive. The ground wasn't flat. The air felt heavy, like the environment itself was watching. This wasn't a training ground. This was home terrain. Humidity warped equipment. Sweat blurred vision. And the land punished anything rigid. Filipino soldiers didn't react. They adjusted. Small changes, almost invisible. The kind you only notice if you've lived here your entire career. Shorter steps, wider spacing, different breathing rhythm. Nothing dramatic, but everything intentional. And this matters later. The lead instructor called for a standard movement sequence. Perfect on paper, perfect in manuals, perfect everywhere except here. Boots slipped, timing fractured, sweat-stung eyes, the formation strained. And everyone expected the same outcome. Most observers assumed the local soldiers would struggle too. They didn't. They compensated faster, and the drill could break. One soldier adjusted spacing. Another slowed the tempo. Hand signals replaced shouted commands. No discussion. No permission. The instructors noticed. They prepared to correct it. This is the exact moment where authority usually reasserts itself. No correction came. No whistle, no reset, because something strange was happening. The drill didn't collapse. It improved. Smoother movement, better flow, more control. Someone inside the formation was guiding it. Not loudly, not visibly, just competently. The cameras kept rolling, not realizing they were recording a lesson no one planned to teach. A lesson about adaptation. By the third sequence, the instructors exchanged looks. The drill still belonged to them on paper, but execution, that had changed hands. Joint drills rely on hierarchy, clear roles, clear control. So what happens when experience outruns instruction? Stop the drill, reassert authority, or let it continue and learn something new. They chose the harder option. That silence wasn't weakness, it was awareness. Because interrupting competence would have exposed insecurity. This is the part that feels personal. How many times have you known the better way, but waited for permission to show it? Midway through, pressure increased. Simulated threats, compressed timelines, reduced visibility. This was doctrine's moment to shine. The environment refused to cooperate. Again, heat peaked, visibility dropped. The plan began to fracture. Filipino soldiers adjusted instantly. One signal replaced 3 commands. One spacing shift prevented a chain reaction of mistakes. The drill didn't survive. It evolved. And evolution doesn't ask for approval. The instructors stopped evaluating. They started watching, then studying. Nothing needed fixing, because nothing was breaking. Effectiveness had replaced obedience. Leadership didn't change hands. It dissolved, then reformed around competence. When the drill ended, no one spoke. Soldiers stood breathing. Sweat hit the ground. And then came the question, not a correction, not a reprimand, just curiosity. Why did you adjust the spacing? Calm, technical, respectful, unarguable. The debrief transformed. Lecture became dialogue. Hierarchies softened. Knowledge flowed both ways. Leadership wasn't taken. It was recognized because results removed debate. Reports had to be written carefully, no embarrassment allowed. But one line mattered. Local operational adaptations significantly enhance effectiveness. To most readers, meaningless. To those present, everything. No speeches, no applause, just quiet confidence. Months later, training materials changed. Environmental adaptation was added. No names credited, no announcement made. The instincts displayed that day became doctrine, absorbed, institutionalized, permanent, because real influence doesn't go viral. It integrates. If you've ever felt underestimated, remember this. Mastery waits, adapts, and lets results speak. Remember the silence when the whistle froze? That wasn't confusion. That was recognition. If this story changed how you see leadership, hit like so more people hear it. Share it with someone who needs a reminder. And comment where you're watching from, because your quiet competence might be the next story no one sees coming.